It's the Franklin Show, live from Franklin, with America's favorite adopted pup, Franklin Delano Roosevelt Lloyd Wright Sinatra Seltzer, and his friend and favorite Franklin dog adopter, Michael Seltzer. I'm your announcer guy, Shotgun Tom Kelly. You better believe it, baby. And now, here's Franklin.
How about this band? How about this great band? I've had enough of Doc Severinsen. It's time for something new and fresh. So thank you, Lawrence Welk. What a band and what an audience. What a handsome group of human specimens here tonight for the Franklin Show. Franklin is on vacation, so filling in is this little guy who I'm hugging lovingly. And I want to thank my announcer, Shotgun Tom Kelly, who is a legend in his own mind and on the radio every night, live from Los Angeles on Sirius XM 60s, and author of a brand new book, All I Want to Do Is Play the Hits. I've known Tom for a long time. Regardless, I love you. Thank you for being my announcer. And the only guy I know as a DJ who has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So that's my announcer, and we have a great show for you lined up tonight. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thanks for coming tonight.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when.
I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Take control at ready.gov/olderadults.
All righty, thanks everybody, and welcome back to the Franklin Show. Great audience and great guest. I am very, very pleased to present to you my friend Cris Brawn, who is the executive director of Next, N-E-X-T. And Cris and I have come to know each other over the years, and I find Cris to be not only professional, but efficient. And by that, I mean, she spells her name C-R-I-S, which is a unique spelling of the word Cris, and eliminates that H that most Chris's have in their name, which really is Tris. And I've always thought, Merry Christmas,
right.
And Happy Chanukah. So I appreciate the fact that you are so efficient that you eliminated that H, which is useless and pointless. And
That's funny. That's the first time I think anyone's pointed that out. That's funny.
Well, I strive for that sort of thing. What we do here on the Franklin Show, it's all about entertainment. So Next is a fabulous resource for our Franklin villagers, as well the community of Birmingham and Beverly Hills and nearby areas. It is the resource for seniors, and it's located at the Midvale School in Birmingham. And Cris, let's talk about Next and its 45 years, and let's talk about you, the fabulous executive director. Please introduce yourself.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me. It is a pleasure to be here, and I always enjoy speaking with you. As the director of Next, I'm happy to share a little bit of our history. We, as you mentioned, have been in business more than 45 years, serving the 4 communities that you mentioned, as well as the surrounding communities. In fact, we have members from 55 different municipalities. So we welcome people from out of our, area, and just open the doors and let everybody enjoy the offerings and the programs that Next provides. As you mentioned, we're a 50-plus community center, but we really work very hard on lifelong learning, enrichment, socialization, and engagement, as well as all the support services we provide for people that can't make it to Next. So we've grown quite a bit over the years. In our 45 years, just about 10 years ago, we were at about 900 members, and now we're closer to 2,400 members and serve several thousand more non-members in the community with support services for people that, might not have an easier time getting out of the house, or, transportation, things like that. So it's a fabulous community that touches a lot of lives, and we are all very proud of what we're able to do, and including, as you know, Meals on Wheels, which you volunteer at, so you can see firsthand, the work that we do in the community.
Wow, I didn't realize that we were that far reaching. You say
yes.
55 communities?
Uh-huh. Our next largest, other than the four you mentioned, would be Bloomfield Township and Bloomfield Hills, but Southfield, Canton, Beverly, Berkeley, Clawson, Troy, all the way down to Southgate.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, I did not really understand. So and yes, I'm a very proud server of the Meals on Wheels program, which emanates from our next facility.
Correct.
And I very much appreciate Judy and the great work that she does. And being a volunteer for Meals on Wheels is something I truly enjoy and treasure.
Good.
But let's talk about some of the activities that we have and that you provide to seniors, so that people get a complete understanding of what's available.
We pretty much have something for everybody regardless of your interests. We provide over 250 programs a month out of our 10,000 square feet of usage space here. And those programs range from art to fitness to travel to special interest. I think one of our highlights is our speaker series. Every Thursday night, we have a speaker on very timely topics. And these speakers are university professors or executive directors from other organizations like the DIA or the DSO. Sometimes we focus on a region of the world and bring in several speakers on that particular region. But we also, I think the most important thing that seniors are looking for is a place to gather and socialize and be with like-minded people that have shared experiences. So we have lots of different ways just to casually make connections and forge friendships, whether that be through book groups or cards or coffees or luncheons or just trivia games, things of that nature. So as I mentioned, we do about 250 programs a month. So there's ample opportunity and pretty much something, I can't think of something that we don't have that somebody has come and asked us for. We are a little shy, as you know, with fitness equipment because our building is so small. So I guess in that respect, we don't have stationary equipment here, but we provide still a lot of fitness classes like Tai Chi and line dancing, several different kinds of yoga, things of that nature, aerobics and things like that. So really something for everybody. And we're really proud to be able to do that. We hustle a lot during the day, as you can imagine. We switch our rooms quickly.
Yeah.
But it's all for, all the good reasons.
I'm trying to get over the hurt of not being part of the speaker series. I don't know how I got missed. Maybe you've got an incorrect old email address. But
that could be.
I'm known for my speaking, and I do so pretty aggressively.
Pretty regularly. Well, when you come back to town, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Make it up to me. But so now we're at a situation where the organization is looking for a new home.
Correct.
Because Next has been housed in the old Midvale Elementary School, which is owned by Birmingham Schools. And we are in a place where, and I say we, and I don't mean to be so cavalier, I so enthusiastically endorse Next, and I've been the liaison for the Village of Franklin for quite a while now, that I consider myself a part of the organization.
You are.
And I'm proudly serving as that liaison on a regular basis. But my point is that I know that we've been struggling with the location, with the fact that Birmingham has plans for that building, and that we made an aggressive attempt to relocate. And when the YMCA down the road on Lincoln announced that they were leaving Birmingham and needed to sell the building, then the city of Birmingham ended up purchasing the building for the express purpose of housing Next.
That's correct.
Okay. So, and yet here we are, and it's been now, about a year since this?
Correct. Yeah. A little over a year.
Yeah. And there's been some challenge because members of the community who are beholden to the YMCA have expressed their concern about the departure of the Y. The Y had indicated they were moving, they were looking for another location, they were looking to purchase property in Royal Oak, and then suddenly all of that seemed to fall through.
Right.
And there were community meetings in which people were sort of putting us in a bad light, Next in a bad light, as though we were responsible for the YMCA's departure.
Right.
And now suddenly the YMCA wants to come back or stay as a lessee of the building, which is now owned by Birmingham.
Correct.
And that Next has put up $500,000 to be the major driving force. The entirety of that process was devoted to building out this new build out for Next, for our relocation. And now suddenly we seem to be perceived as the bad guys, which has been a real challenge. Am I right?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. And so where does that stand, and how is that proceeding so that the public can understand the challenge that?
Well, I think the good news is we are kind of over the hump of looking like the bad guy right now. I think initially the community did not understand that the city had purchased the building for Next, and that was the primary goal of the purchase. The problem with the Y came in when they sold the building under one CEO, and very shortly after the next CEO came in, and he came up from Atlanta to take over the Southeast Michigan region and did not want to leave Birmingham and had a very strong emotional tie to Birmingham. And then a lot of the swimmers, when they realized that we were not planning on keeping the pool, then began to be vocal in front of the city council. And it did look a little bit like we were the reason why the Y is not going to be there. But as I said, I think we're over the hump that I think most of the community now realize the city purchased it. It was the Y's mistake to back out and then now wanted back in. So they caused a bit of a ripple there. But now the city is moving forward, going to be building the building for two services, two 501c3s, where Next will provide senior services and the Y will then provide recreational services. And there will be space in the building also for just community use, extra rooms for, brownies or Girl Scouts or a neighborhood association meeting or things of that nature. So the city commission has moved forward after hearing from enough people in the community that the pool would be a problem if it went away. And they very much wanted to keep the Y as far as a community resource for people younger than 50. And of course, people of all ages. And so they worked out a situation where the Y would be coming back in and being part of the new program. So the building has gotten bigger. We're not losing any space, but the building has gotten a little bit bigger, and we will be sharing some of the rooms, and there'll still be plenty of room for Next. And we are very excited. I think it'll be a win-win for the community. I mean, it would be hard to say it's not a great idea to have programming from 2-year-olds to 102-year-olds under the same roof. We will have some space that is strictly for Next when we are in the building and programming. And when we're not in the building, it can be used by the city for other purposes. But so we will be separate with the exception of some shared spaces that we will only share when the other organization's not in. I don't mean to say that we will be in the same room at the same time,
Right.
But they may have a yoga class at 7 a.m, which our seniors would have no interest in. And we would then offer that a similar program at 9 for our seniors. So things of that nature. So I do think it's going to be a very great asset for the city of Birmingham and all the communities that we serve. It just took us a little while to get to this point, which has been a little frustrating, admittedly. But I think now, we know the path forward, and we're hoping to be able to stay on track so we can be out of the schools when they asked us, which is May of 2027. It's still a long way off. I think there's plenty of time to get it all done.
All right. Well, so you're feeling much more confident now.
I am. A lot has changed in the last 4 to 6 weeks. The commission's coming together a little bit under the idea. And on Monday, in fact, at the commission meeting, we're hoping to hire an architect so we can move forward with that. And there very well may be a bond floated in May of this year at a special election in order to keep us on track, because otherwise we would not make that deadline.
Right.
So,
and we have, or Next has the ability to stay in the Midvale location until the construction is completed, or is there still any concern about a gap?
Well, I have a concern about that. We have been very fortunate to work with the schools. They've been so generous over the years.
Wow.
And initially we asked until June of 26 to stay in the building. It became clear we needed more time, so they've extended that till May of 27. But that is a hard date because they need to get additional preschoolers in here that September for that fall September year, which would be 27, 28. So May 27, we are out of here, whether the YMCA is ready or not. And it certainly would be much easier if they're ready, because I'm not quite sure what the other options are if they are not.
And this is a complete new build, right? I mean,
It's
this
a
is no
complete
longer
new build. I think one of the reasons the community was also confused is the initial purchase of the building and hope was that we'd have a modest renovation, maybe
Right.
$5 million renovation. But after the inspectors did their deep dive into the feasibility, it became very clear there were some egregious problems with the building, many things not up to code, including ADA compliance. So it just did not make sense to rehab the building with a boiler room from 1967 and a
Right.
pool that was not even, up to par, up to code. It really became the idea of, do you want to put good money after bad and hope that these Band-Aids work? Or do you want to just build new where you can, put in efficient systems and save on operating costs and have a building we're all very proud of and move forward in that regard? And that's what the city commission ultimately decided. I believe it was, I'm not quite sure, 6 months ago or so, they decided to then razz the building and
Right.
build new.
Well, that's exciting news. And
It is very exciting.
I'm relieved, and I'm really grateful
Yeah.
to hear this information and have you on the show. I'd be remiss if I didn't follow up on a request from Franklin, who is really
Yes.
part of the show. We need to have some doggy programs at Next. There needs to be some sort of activities for puppies.
I think that's a great idea.
I just think you should bring that up and consider that for the future.
I mean, you could do a puppy Super Bowl or something like they do on TV.
I think that, I mean, I'm open to all kinds of ideas. I know Franklin is willing to consider them.
Perfect.
And he's right here at my side. So he's
Take a little nap.
He's taking a little nap, nodding and appreciative.
Nice.
Cris, what a pleasure to have you on the show. I have great respect and admiration for you.
Thank you.
I love the organization. I love the board, Marcia and Don and the whole group of strategic planners that are part and parcel of Next. I remain devoted and focused in any way that I can help. And I just want to keep in touch with you, and we'll keep the audience in touch with.
I really appreciate that. Thank you for your time. Thanks for having me. And any little bit of awareness Next can get is very appreciated.
Yep, I agree. Great.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Cris.
Thank you.
And everybody, will be right back after these words from our sponsors.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Okay, thanks everybody. Welcome back to the Franklin Show. It's great to have everybody here. I have two very special guests, very special business in the village of Franklin that I'm very, very pleased to present to those of you who aren't aware of it. Events Bliss and my friends Susie Siegel. Do you like Susie or Susan?
Either one is fine.
Okay. And Carrie Treepack. And you too. So, okay, all three of you. Welcome to the Franklin Show.
Thanks for having us.
Susie, I know you because, and if I may say, congratulations. I know you're getting married to a friend of mine, David, because I'm a media guy, retired many years, but David and I go back many years. Is that okay for me to have said congratulations?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Okay. And David knows about this, right? I mean, he knows.
Yes.
Anyway, congratulations on that. So, Events Bliss has been in the village of Franklin for how long? And
12 years.
12 years.
12 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we started out, I was an event planner and Terry did invitations. And a lot of times I would take my clients to her so that they could purchase invitations for bar mitzvahs or showers or weddings or whatever parties they would have. And when the space opened up, it was previously it was a lot of things, but it was a spice shop that didn't last very long. you need a lot of traffic for that. So I checked it out and we saw that it was available, and I asked Terry if she wanted to take some space in there and do the invitations, and I would do the event planning, and we'd have some gifts for the occasions or
Hey, business first, right?
Right.
And I remember when it was a spice shop. And I
Yes.
also remember when Terry Cooper had her Cheer Michigan in that space.
Oh, right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, now we're talking way back.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a very unique space, and it's behind what is going to be the new Franklin Oyster Bar, right?
Yes.
Well, to the side of it.
Have this, yeah.
You're going to talk a minute.
Behind
Okay,
it.
sure.
Okay.
Event plans.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, what do you call it? Yes, apparently the Franklin Oyster Bar is going to open there, hopefully soon, and hopefully they open
Yes.
for lunch, and it will be great for
Yes.
us.
Can I call you back? We're doing a Zoom.
Yeah, geographically, I'm just trying to position.
I will call you
so that
back in about
people can
15, 20
find the
minutes.
door.
So I always say we're kitty corner from the cider mill. We're up on the hill. I think once they see that we're up on the hill and kitty corner from the cider, when they say that we're kitty corner from the cider mill, they pretty much can figure it out.
Right. Okay. All right. So you two met and became partners in this, and the business is now 12 years old.
Yes. And we've added a lot of things to it. We've added clothing, jewelry, home,
Baby.
a whole baby section is
Right.
behind us, and gifts for like every occasion, along with a lifestyle store. So we've really changed our original trajectory and made it a place where people, when they walk in, they go, wow, look what you
Right.
have here. You have such a great selection. We give a lot of personalized service. We
It's-
call our customers because we know what they're looking
Yeah.
for when it's clothing items, or, if there's a special occasion that they need certain, perfect gifts for. And we really, I would say like right now, like 80% of it is clothing.
Mhm.
And then, clothing for baby and adults.
Right.
And then all the other
When you
stuff
say
we
adults, what I'm most impressed with and interested in is the men's department.
have.
What do we got there?
No,
Nothing?
we don't have that much room.
Men's department, we have this
That's
much
the
room.
problem with all of retailing. There's nothing for us guys. All we do is bring our wives along and then stand around outside, and used to be smoking cigarettes, but we don't smoke anymore. So there's nothing. What about puppies? This is the Franklin show. What about for him? Nothing?
We have some things for puppies.
Oh,
we have a
We have-
lot of dog moms that come in and
Yes.
shop. And also, just to let you know, we are pet friendly, so we let any pets
Any
come
pet,
in.
yeah.
We have a lot of visitors that come for our treats,
I was going to
and
say we offer treats and
Yeah.
water.
we always allow all the puppies to come in. And then they say, "Oh, my dog is in the car." We're like, "Bring them on
Right.
in."
No, I
So,
don't
yeah,
leave
we like
Franklin in the car. So
No.
if I came in after this interview, like, would there be hors d'oeuvres or anything for me? Or
For your dog.
For your dog.
yeah,
We
okay.
have some whiskey
So
in the back.
okay, so this is good for puppies and it's good for women, but there's nothing for men. So that's
Well,
Well,
they
it
like
depends.
the way their wives or girlfriends or significant others look after we put them all together. I've gotten a lot of compliments.
yeah.
I have a lot of customers that husbands say to me, "Oh my gosh, my wife looks amazing." And my credit card bill was not like
Crazy,
where I have
right.
to take out a loan or anything
Right.
like that.
So what kind of fashion are we talking about here, just so I can understand it and the audience?
Contemporary. We are contemporary. Actually, like the ages we cater to is anywhere from like 20 to like 93 years old. We have 93-year-old ladies that come in. They
But
drive
no
up.
94-year-olds. 94-year-olds are
Well,
excluded.
Oh, yeah.
one's approaching 94. Your grandmother was 104.
I used to work. I don't know if you guys remember the old Princeton shop in Detroit.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yes.
used to work at the Princeton shop when I was 15 years old. Those are my cousins. And
Oh,
our
I know
stars
them.
were young men 8 to 80. So people are living longer. So now you're up to 94, which is good.
Or higher.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, good. I just
We'll
want
take
to
them any age.
I understand you're discriminating against men, but I want to make sure you're not discriminating against elderly
Never.
women.
Well, let's be honest, Michael. Just Guys was in Franklin, and he had a
Yes.
great store.
Yes, he
And
did.
Men just don't shop the way women do. They
No,
need
that's
one pair of black pants and a t-shirt and they're
They're
and
good to
a
go.
beret and they're good. They're good to
Right.
go.
In fairness, you're absolutely right. I remember Just Men, and it was a great store. But he
Just guys.
Just
Just guys.
Just Guys,
Guys.
whatever it was. That's how well I remember it. But yes, I take your point. I mean, L'Uomo Vogue just closed. That's where I used to buy my suit.
Yeah.
Ridiculously priced, but half off twice a year. So I understand. Okay,
Listen,
what
the
other?
market has changed dramatically. I was in
Yes.
the garment industry for 32 years selling to retailers. There's not a ton of retail stores left. And, it's very difficult to navigate what's gone on because of COVID and everything else. But we're a small specialty store. We survived COVID. Our business has grown.
Wow.
We have a great customer base.
They're very loyal.
They're very loyal. And let's face it, like we're behind the van every house. We're not, as out there as in the middle of a busy street like Telegraph or Orchard Lake Road, but we're hidden, tucked away, and people like it. We have great parking. We give great customer service. We're open 6 days a week. Not on Sunday.
Not on Sunday.
Never.
We will drop it off if we need to.
Right. We have a lot of
You're
customers
definitely
that
a destination store.
Yes,
So
Yes.
absolutely. Yep.
I think the free parking is a big incentive. In Birmingham, it's a pain in the neck to park, so that's another.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Valet parking? No?
No,
No,
valet.
you don't need to vary here.
But I do know some good valet people. I do know great valet people if you need them. I'll
I
give a shout
assume
out.
at some point, David, your future husband, could be the valet parker.
I don't think so.
Is he still working?
I'd
Or
rather have him work inside.
is David working, or is he retired?
No, he's working. He works for Channel 4.
Wow. I didn't even realize he was still out there. That's great. I'll give him.
Yes, he's doing Toys for Tots
All
today.
right.
Okay. Great. Good. Well, so what other specialties, like what's unique that customers were going to come driving in after they see the Franklin show?
Okay. Well, first of all, like I said, customer service. We are honest. We give great advice of how to merchandise their outfits together. You don't have to buy everything from us. I'm like, hey, you have a pair of black pants. This is a great little top. Put this jacket over it. We have a great eye for merchandising, or, sometimes people will bring in their own items and say, what can we put with this? We're not just about like making the sale. We have relationships. And it's really funny because we have quite a few customers now
Yeah, absolutely.
that have come in and they are our friends. And we've recruited them for
They're
fashion
fashion
shows
shows.
in downtown Franklin.
They've helped us out at different pop-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've become friends. And it's, you know what? When you own a business and you're a specialty store, you get to know your customer. They get to know you. And it's, I hate to sound like this, but it kind of is like a family. Like we really care. It's not just, hey, they're a customer, they shop, and that's it. And we go the extra mile. Like I have a customer last week. She was in the hospital. She said, oh, I need some like loungewear, like some cute sweatshirts and sweatpants or, more casual clothing. I packed up a bag. I went to her house. I dropped it off. I went back 2 days later, picked up what she liked. What she kept what she liked, and I picked up what she didn't or didn't fit. And, that says a lot. I don't think Nordstrom's or Macy's or
even Neiman Marcus
is going to do that for you.
No, that's what shopping local is all about. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. And I think what I'm most proud of in our village of Franklin, where I have, reigned for so many years as a customer person, we are so unique in the types of retail businesses we have, and that 90% of them are women owned. Are in a large majority of women owned businesses. We have boutiques, we have pet shop, we have the dry cleaners, we have businesses that are led by women, successful women, and I'm proud of that. I think that's a wonderful asset for the village.
Well, it is. And I also think too, like right now, there's a lot of doing of buildings and hopefully, the restaurants that are coming, it will liven up. What we need more of is specialty stores like us, because people, when they come to us, they go, what else is here? You know, and we'll send them to the other stores.
Right.
But, you know,
The
listen,
destination, yeah.
Lisa closing her Deja Vu, like a lot of her customers came to us. We
Right.
sent a lot of people to her, you know.
When Amy closed her business, we got a lot of her
Glamour
customers. Yeah.
Glamour Puss and
Mhm.
Party Girls. She
We're
was
in
in front of
we're
us.
in an upward trajectory right now because you know, I often talk about Jay Farner's decision to put his new restaurant and second business in the village of Franklin. Jay was a guest on the show just a couple of weeks ago.
Right, I saw that.
And you know what? He could have taken his money and put it in any community. He could have gone to Birmingham like so many. He chose Franklin for a reason. We are a unique destination, and that is going to open up a lot of doors. Once
I hope so.
Yeah.
Franklin Oyster Bar and opens, and next door Polly, which is also his business, is going to be carry out prepared foods. And when Lisa McDonald's new Great Dog Cafe opens, these are 3 vital, new, exciting businesses that are going to bring a lot of traffic to the community.
Right.
So,
Well, we also hope too that they, you know, engage with us to do things together.
Yeah.
Like when the Franklin Grill was open, we
had fashion shows.
We
there.
headed that whole thing.
Yeah.
Terry and I spearheaded that whole event that went for the Detroit Crime Commission, which we're still very involved in. And I might mention next Tuesday, we're doing from 4 to 7. A shop and sip, and all 20% of the proceeds go towards the Detroit Crime Commission. So we're very philanthropic in helping a lot of organizations. And through the year, we donate to ORT, we do Christ Child, we do Brother Rice, Marion, a lot of organizations, and some that are near and dear to our heart, and some that people just come to us and say, hey, will you make a donation? And we always do, like silent auction items, breast cancer, Caps and Conquer. You know, I can't even mention all of them. There's
that's excellent. And that's very, I think that's noteworthy. I'm going to, have you heard of the MS Foundation?
Yes.
Okay. Not the one that you're thinking of. It's the Michael Seltzer Foundation. I was stopping by with my hat and decide whether you want to make a donation.
Well,
the other one is a fine organization, and I support MS. My mother had MS, God bless her. And so I'm very, very pleased to speak with you guys. I appreciate your philanthropic side. I appreciate the customer service and entrepreneurial spirit. And I'm glad to have you on the show. I really am.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having us.
It's been a pleasure. I got to wrap it up, but I am going to tell my audience that Event Bliss is waiting and anxious to do business with you. If you haven't shopped the store,
up on the hill,
up on the hill, candy corn from the cider mill.
Up on
There's
the hill.
Big bell on top and a big sign if you can't see it.
Great.
If they drive by.
Well, you know, we'll add your website. We'll add your website to this as well. So.
Okay, great.
Thank you guys both for being here. I really appreciate it. It was good seeing you, and I will stop in the store soon. Everybody,
thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. All right, everybody. We'll be right back after these commercial announcements.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Thanks everybody. Thank you all for being here tonight. What a great show. Thanks to my great guests, Cris Brawn from Next, a fine organization, if ever there was one, here in our community for seniors, and our friends at Events Bliss. Thank you for joining us tonight on The Franklin Show, and I hope you guys all enjoyed the show. We'll see you again next week for another rip-roaring good time on The Franklin Show. Good night, everybody.